All right, practice underway for the Stepladder Finals of this 2025 Heartland doubles coming in from the lanes on 20. I want to thank once again H5G Brands for the live stream sponsorship. Also want to thank inside of the lanes on 20 here with Lando's Pro Shop. Lots of stuff going on. Check out the holiday specials at Lando's Pro Shop here inside the lanes on 20. A couple shots in each lane. Your opening match is going to be your wild card 5 seed, Theron Mitchell Jr. and Jacob Hubbs, taking on our number 4 seed, Billy Hibbard, Matt Hibbard. They'll have lane choice in the match to start. Your 3 seed, Matt Gass and Ryan Zagar, waiting in the wings. Your 2 seed, Cam Crow, Landon Jordan. Your 1 seed, Dave Barris, Chad Moss. And we're going to be moving a pair to the right each game for the Stepladder Finals, so nobody's going to be able to camp on a pair and run their way up the ladder. They're going to have to make all the adjustments as we move on here through the stepladder. I know it's pretty interesting right now as they finish the last couple of shots of practice here for our teams. You look at lane 27 and 28 here, the ball gets down the lane a bit. Here you see the sunlight well down lane. Problem is, the sun's getting lower coming in through the glass doors here at the lanes on 20, and maybe in another 15, 20, 25 minutes, that sun might be shining through a little bit higher up on the lane. We'll see if it affects the bowler's vision of what their bowling ball is rolling with as the match progresses. So it was a close match between Hibbard and Hibbard, the final game of the match play round against Kloss and Welch, but a big, strong finish by Matt Hibbard put them in out of the A pod for the B pod. Matt Gass and Ryan Zegar. Zegar had to make a 3-6 in the 10th frame to lock up the 1 spot in the pod, which put them in the 3 seed overall with their pinfall total. But it still left Mitchell Jr. and Hubbs with enough sticks over Kyle Zagar and Riley Smith. Big charge late for Zagar and Smith, but not enough to get into the stepladder. Practice starting to finish up, and we should be underway momentarily after official announcements from our tournament director, Michael James. And we're underway. Strike there by Billy Hibbert gets us rolling here in the Stepladder Finals. Mitchell Jr. matches. So the Ripper 710 there for Hubs. Gonna need a little help to pick that up. Give you a little closer view at it. Will he get a bounce? Well, he got a tease, but not much to go with it. Once again, no total matters, but total pins for the team in each stepladder match to advance. As Mitchell, powerful lefty, gets that one to tangle the pins around, take them all down. The other lefty in the finals, Cam Crow, you'll see him in the semifinal match with his partner Landon Jordan. They'll be waiting in the wings for a little bit here. Billy Hibbert making a double. For the man from Mukwonago originally, now living in Indianapolis, where he does some great work as a school teacher. We need more school teachers that are as good as Billy Hibbert is. I see a lot of the interactions he places with his students, and he really makes sure his students are #1 priority when he's in that classroom. And that one, Matt Hibbert looking for the 75-foot lane here at the lanes on 20. However, all lanes here are the regulation 60-foot length. A little over shoulder to look here at Hibbert. He's got that 8-pin as a sleeper.
Kyle, where'd your brother go?
Picks them all up. See the head shake on the way back. Not happy with the first ball, but pair of spares to match his brother's pair of strikes has him in an early lead. Let's see what Hubs can do here. Gets his first mark of the game on the board, so early advantage, Team Hibbert. As the teams once again switch lanes. Looks like Mitchell's going to fire first. A little over the shoulder look. This is the remnants of the pattern we started with this morning. 44 foot in length, pardon me, 43 foot in length, and that 8-pin's going to be a little tricky because it got slid over a little bit by the contact that was made by another pin. Hibbert, 6 leans, doesn't get too close to the 10. Get them both. Yeah, I called it. I hate to say I called it. Just one of those things where you see when it happens, that pin just moves a fraction of an inch, and it just leaves enough room for error that the chop can happen. 10-pin cover for Hibbert, no problem, and the lead extends for Hibbert squared. I know the parents, Danielle here for Team Hibbert, Ralph at home. I know he's got this bad boy up on the big screen with the cats watching. Hey, Ralph. Hope all is well. Back home in Muguago. Hubs. There you go. Shredder gets his first strike of the game on the board. Once again, winner of this match proceeds up the step ladder. They'll move over to lanes 29 and 30, and Matt Gasson and Ryan Ziegler waiting in the wings. They've got a practice pair way down on the low end, making sure these players can stay loose without disturbing our step ladder players too much. Oh, vicious wrap 10 for Matt Hibbert. Coming in from the left, shooting it to the right. Take it down, Matt Hibbert. And we'll get that score fixed. So now we got the score correcting. And let's see what Billy Hibbert can do here. To keep his team ahead early in this match. Oh, the headpin does a lot of damage, flipping around into the 4-5-7. Mitchell looking the match here in the fourth. Team Hibbert up 20 pins momentarily. Oh, that just ball motion just died. Wait for the ball to get a little more aggressive for Mitchell into the 1-2. Matt Hibbert, oh, kick that 10 out. Kick saving a beauty. Once again, $2,200 up here on top today. Oh, that's trouble. Ooh, I did not know if that was going to make it all the way back for Mitchell. Score fix here again, and we'll be back underway with Jacob Hubbs. Looking for a double here. Frame number 4. What do you think, Mr. Hubbs? Ooh, I think it's trouble. 2-8-10. The struggle is real right now for Mitchell and Hubbs. They just got ball motion that's just either too much or not enough. I'm sure he'll take a fire at this 2-8-10, try to get a little, not just lucky bounce, but momentum for his team with a conversion. And only one, so a couple of pins of count loss. Let's hope that doesn't come back to haunt him a little later. in this opening stepladder match. Roughly 33 pins can go out to 43 pins for the advantage for Team Hibbert. Needs help, yeah. You just watched Billy's follow through and it just didn't look as aggressive as the last time out. You know you got a pretty tight fit with this broken down 43-foot pattern, and sometimes it's just a little tough to keep it fluid from shot to shot to shot. Billy was happy when he made the stepladder. He came up, commented to me, he goes, just so you know, this is the first time I've made a Phil Brylow telecast in 10 years. I'm like, yeah, since he was a senior in high school. He and Courtney Ermish took down the Wisconsin High School Mixed Doubles Championship back in our Time Warner Sports Channel production days. Hibbert of the Billy variety with a spare. Yes, if you're playing the drinking game, take a shot. As this is the last team I have left to use that term for with the Hibberts. Mitchell Jr. on the cover, and they need to figure something out quick. For Mitchell Jr. and Hubs is the ball reaction they had looking good in the middle of those match play games last round. They both had it looking phenomenal, and now it's not so much. Matt Hibbert, 5-pin went down last, but the 5-pin went down. Hard to believe for such a powerful bowling ball. Now Hubs trying to bounce back here in the beverage frame. Off the open. There you go. 10 back. Second strike of the game. He's got it figured out. Lane 28. Bad news is he's got to finish the game in 10th frame for that team of Mitchell Jr. and Hubs. They're going to be finishing on lane 27. A little gamesmanship here. Now you can go. Now you go. No, you can go. They're on Mitchell Jr. Time to fire. What do you think? There you go. Ball change. Hey, we said if you don't like the reaction, just wait a minute. It's like Wisconsin weather. Wait a minute. It'll change. This time, the ball change makes it happen. Push, Billy. Oh. The last two shots just have not had confidence behind it for Billy Hibbert, which is a bit unusual for the young man on the lanes. I love reading his rundowns on Facebook after he gets done bowling a tournament, especially the jersey stylings. He's got that H5G jersey on. No beverage for you on the 5-pin conversion. Nobody clapped because he didn't buy a drink. Let's see what Hubs can do here. Double will go a long way to trying to get his team back in the match. Get over there. Take it down. So many things in life can change with 2 more inches, and that's exactly what Hubs needed out of that head pin to get a double on the board. Hibbert of the mat variety. A little extra loft on that shot to get the push down lane. Scramble up once again. And a huge turkey on the board as Hibbert squared trying to get into the next match against Gasson and Ryan Zagar. Quality cover by Hubs, but they're getting down by a bunch here. .54 the difference currently. Oh. There is nothing more exciting in a stepladder other than a player going for 300, other than oh, we're not going to get a man. Oh, I thought we'd have a player dead would clear here. We're going to go with the pin hook. Let's see the skill of our pin chaser here today at lanes on 20. If he takes more than one attempt to get this 10-pin out of the flat cutter, I'm going to be disappointed. There's the hook. There's the first attempt. Oh, okay. We'll give him credit. He got it back far enough. It can be reset. Or is it going to reset? They may have to reset it manually here. Oh, there we go. The rest of the hook. There we go. Quality deadwood clear. Nothing more exciting than a stepladder on occasion than a deadwood clear. Let's see what Billy Hibbert can do here. He's got the scoreboard clean, but needs to throw a few more strikes out here if they want to keep contending for the championship. Flat 10, and something tells me it's going to be a ball change for Billy because that ball just is not cutting it. Oh, and huge trouble there for Mitchell Jr. 2, 4, 7, and 10 on the Bruce City Bowling Show. This will award $23 and a chance for a bowling ball at the end of the season. Unfortunately for Theron, he's not on the Bruce City Bowling Show right now. He's bowling for a little more prize money than we offer on that show. $2,200, your top prize today. Here for the Heartland doubles. No lucky bounce, and it's starting to get away from Mitchell Jr. and Hubs. And Matt Hibbert can really put his foot on the accelerator for his team to get this out to a Rob Stone pork product. Oh, oink, oink, oink. Get that Rob Stone pork product out there. You know why we call it that? Because we can't afford to pay Rob Stone royalties for actually using the term he created. Rob Stone's got that jet setter lifestyle. Hubs, I mean, it's mandatory strike mode now at the rate that Matt Hibbert's throwing the ball. For Hubs and Mitchell Jr. There's one there, but it's going to take a lot more. And let's see if Hibbert makes, I'm surprised it's not a ball change. Then again, he's keeping the score sheet clean. He's keeping the ball in play. And we are getting, no, we're not getting a ball change. Okay. Keep the saddle on the partner. And once, no trip on the 3 for Mitchell Jr. And yeah, it's looking like this opening stepladder match might be over early. A little better for Hibbert. Yeah, much better release. You just see the fluidity and aggressiveness on the release for Billy Hibbert on that shot. That's the difference between the 5-ping on the crossover, the frame before. A little bit of a move, a little more aggression and confidence. And now we're talking an over 70-pin lead here if Matt Hibbert can strike in the 8th frame, and 70 pins in a doubles match in 2 frames, pretty much not going to happen. Oh, slice and dice the 5 into the 7. And this one's all over but the final score, barring the Hibberts deciding to go out in the parking lot and do donuts for a couple of frames. I don't see that happening. And hopefully all the roads will be nice and clear for Billy as he's returning to teach in Indianapolis tomorrow. So safe travels to all of our bowlers that made it here today. Dealing with a little bit of winter weather. So if you're joining us late, the rest of your stepladder, next match, it's looking like Hibbert and Hibbert are going to be taking on Ryan Zagar and Matt Gasson. They're the 3 seed, 2 seed, Landon Jordan, Cam Crow, your 1 seed, 2-time previous champions of this event when it was other iterations of the name with Dave Barras and Chad Moss. I mean, you got the young guns with Jordan and Cam. But, man, the experience in this event for years with Barras and Moss, not just in this event, I mean, all over bowling in the nation. Them in the 1 seed, you have to make them the favorite. Waiting in the wings for just one game, even though they're going to be waiting for close to 3 hours. since they led qualifying. Wrapped it. Yeah, Hibbard's going to be glad to not see 27 anymore because he's had flat 10, ring 10 on good shots. And once again, we are moving pairs after each of the stepladder games. We're going to keep going right up the house, so we'll be right behind the volleyball court bar on 33 and 34 for our final match today. So Bears and Moss will be looking forward to hitting that pair momentarily. Well, you're already down. Why not get kicked while you're down? As Hubs was right there by that 9-pin. Good time, good place for that string to end. Victory already wrapped up. So we're going to let these bowlers finish. We're going to give you a little audio intermission. We're going to get some equipment moved over to 29 and 30. As it'll be Hibbard squared taking on Gasson and Ryan Zagar here from the 2025 Heartland doubles. Once again, thanks to H5G Brands. Get that order in by close of business tomorrow if you're looking to get a Christmas gift of a custom jersey for your favorite bowler. So you can get it under the Christmas tree by Christmas Eve. They can only guarantee it if they get that order tomorrow. But H5G brand gift cards fit any size. They're good anytime. And you can get those all the way up right through Christmas Day, as you can get those downloaded right from the website. Get your virtual gift card code. And we also want to thank Lando's Pro Shop here inside the lanes on 20 for their support. Check out the holiday specials at Lando's Pro Shop right here inside the lanes on 20. Kevin Landerman walking right by right now. What's Kevin, throw the headset on for a second. Let's talk about what since you're here, let's talk about what's on special in the Pro Shop right now.
Oh, you know, everything.
Everything?
Gotta rep Brunswick, though, because I'm on staff with them.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What's the hot ball you have for, let's say, the once or twice a week league bowler that comes out now and just only has 2 or 3 balls in the bag? What would you say? What would you suggest a couple?
That Evil Eye from Radical right now looks really good out here. The other one, I'd have to say anything Hammer. If it's got a Hammer logo on it right now, it's rolling really good here.
Okay.
From a lot of our bowlers, so.
And I don't bowl much myself anymore, but I've seen that they have that new, they call it the new, it's not urethane, but is it not resin either? Or would that be handy for a bowler that maybe just bowls league once or twice a week and likes to keep the ball straight on the lane?
For some of them.
Okay.
Depends on, how they throw it and everything, but again, house shots, our house shot anyways, it doesn't necessarily work well for a lot of people.
A little too much oil in the middle of the lane. So yeah, so it could come in handy if you bowl some tournaments here and there, that type of thing, or a little bit of some centers that like to use not as much oil in their patterns, but good to know. So come see Kevin here at the Pro Shop inside the lanes on 20. He'll get you all set up for those. Hey, the leagues will be starting after the first of the year in some places. Check him out. He'll get you set up. He'll get you some specials. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it, man.
You're welcome.
All right, our second stepladder match coming up next.
No, I haven't taken this side, that side.
That side's all done.
Yes, but they're all wrapped up under that table, so they're not just
Oh, I give you the price. Yeah, I got it.
Better, and I got it already.
No, that side's still untouched.
Yeah, that side stays untouched.
But I've wrapped them all up, so they're all ready. Yep. Had a lot of people angry at me today. How to change game bugs and trying not to piss anyone else off. Thank you, Cam.
It's building it back to what it is, what it needs to be, and I think we'll be okay with that. We'll just keep pushing, and everything we can do to keep pushing, we're gonna do it here. No, exactly. Yeah, I don't blame you one bit. Yeah, looks good.
Trying.
How many on each, Mike?
Yes and no. I had all the cameras and laptops there next.
All right, little practice here. Gasson and Ryan Zagar, they're the 3 seeds, so they'll have lane choice for the match. And normally in Stepladder Finals, you usually see a team go to the side that advanced off a previous match, and then just the new team comes on and gets practice. The thing is, though, we're moving pairs, so that wouldn't be fair to the team that just won. So for those of you going, why are the Hibbers get practice? Well, we move pairs. We're moving pairs every game in the stepladder. So to keep things fair and honest between everybody gets practice when they move pairs. So having a little fun with the tournament director, Michael James. And I'll tell you what, Michael James, Glenn Schwant, I mean, they've done a great job. I mean, these guys basically, this is the event they run every year. This is, you know, they're working to build this event bigger and better than ever. They got it off to a great start today. Everything's gone smooth. We got to get Glenn like a handcuff and a chain for his briefcase full of bracket money for all the brackets bowlers to get into. You ever consider Venmo or? Right. Either it's everybody or nobody, yeah. So we're going to get Glenn a handcuff and a chain for his briefcase for next year. As he said earlier, walking in like Elwood Blues with the harmonica for the Blues Brothers.
You guys practice yet?
So a couple more shadow balls. We'll get commentary back underway. We'll get Rogue Foppe back in the booth, ask her opinions on what she's seeing here, because I think we're seeing a little difference between how these match play pairs ended up. We saw some interesting lines being played, and now how these stepladder pairs that haven't been used in a couple hours, they got the rest, even though it's still the remnants of this morning's original application of the pattern. What she's seeing when ball motion for these players. So a couple more shadow balls, and we'll get Rogue and myself $2 fill back on the airwaves for you. And we're off. Matt Gasson and Ryan Zager select to start at lane 30, so they'll get their 10th frame on 29. Once practice is complete. Oh, I thought practice was done. I saw the arrows come up. Okay, I apologize. That was their last shadow balls. And now we'll be underway. Something tells me that it wouldn't surprise me if Gasson and Zager did do that, would start on 30 and then go to 29 for their 10th frame. As just watching the initial ball reaction for those players, it seems to be a tad bit better. I guess what I thought was going to happen isn't what's happening. It looks like Gasson's going to be starting the match. And 29. There you go. 10 back. Billy Hibbert ball change, and wow, another issue with the 6, that time fully in front of the 10. Doesn't take it down. 5th place for Mitchell Jr. and Hubs last match. Took them home $700. Winner of this match still has a chance at the $2,200 first place prize. Team eliminated in this match will receive $900. As Gass and Zagar start perfect in the first. Hibbert takes the single pin down. That needs help. Yeah, that was. Oh, I said it needed help, and it got help. Roll that 2-pin out from behind, Matt Hibbert. Sometimes brute strength and awkwardness can outscore a delicate touch out here as these patterns break down. As the roll 2-pin. Matt Hibbert. A little over the shoulder look at that fine looking H5G branded jersey for Billy Hibbert. All the players in this match wearing H5G, all staff players. Great toss there, gets 10 back for Billy. You too can have a great looking jersey if you like the way any of those jerseys look. Just let the staff at H5G Brands know on your online order, and they can duplicate that jersey. You can add your own special touches to it and make it your jersey your way. And wow, how about that? The big crossover break for Gasson. Boy, if you can parlay that into a turkey, ooh, that's a real momentum swing for a team. Winner of this match takes on Landon Jordan and Cam Crow. Well, Matt Hibbert tried to answer. 5 doesn't go with a crossover. See if either of these teams, oh, trip 4 for Zager. Let's see if either of these teams hit this pair in qualifying. Obviously, this end wasn't used in match play. Hibbert Square did not hit this pair in match play. And actually, this could be an advantage for Gasson and Zagar as they hit this pair in game 5 of qualifying. So Rogue Foppe joining me again in the booth. And Rogue, are you actually seeing sparks fly when the ball hits the lane on the front end of this pair? Because it seems to really be taking off left for these players.
Yes and no. What I'm seeing from them watching them bowl now down here versus down on the other end is they're having to be a lot more speed sensitive. So Matt, for example, this past shot looked like he just got it a little fast off his hand, which is why I didn't really turn the corner. But the problem is softer hand, if they don't hit their target on the right side of the lane, that ball's sparking off the back end.
So Gasson can't take advantage of the crossover carry in the second frame, opened in the third. Billy Herbert takes full pain from the 9-pin there on a stuffed pocket shot. Gets the cover to keep it clean. That's one thing. You know, Billy Hibbert right now, he hasn't had the greatest of carries so far on the step ladder, but he's keeping the score sheet clean. It's not easy to keep yourself from being frustrated enough, and all of a sudden, oh, you let a spare get away and really piled onto your problems. See what Zager can do here. Looking for 3 in a row. Boy, he has just been striking in strings of strikes all during match play, and now for this opening 3 shots of his stepladder match. That is a pretty looking lane right here at the lanes on 20. Let's see if Matt Hibbert can make it look prettier. No, he can't. Screaming through for the 610. And the only good news right now for Team Hibbert is that open frame by Matt Gasson in the third. Only has him down by about 20 pins at the moment. Could be a lot worse. Hold on. Oh, when you see the footwork and the bowler get up on the toe like that, you know that can be a problem. You can exhale now, Zarogue. It's okay.
I'm having PTSD, man.
we've all been there as bowlers. Hibbert struck last time on this lane. Looks pretty good. He made a ball change. He was using that blue ball last match, and now he's using a different ball here. Did you get a chance to take a look at what ball he's using this game?
It looks like he's using the Rotogrip Gremlin, which is a very strong asymmetric pearl. But looking at the roll he's putting on it, he's putting a lot more flat hand roll, which was, I had talked about earlier, just giving it a little bit more push rather than a hit.
Mm-hmm.
He's giving it just that little bit of push, just letting the lane allow the ball to hook rather than trying to force it to hook.
It'll hook, yeah, you're right. It'll hook on its own. I mean, without, if you try to help it even a hair. How about that for Matt Hibbert?
There we go.
I'm surprised they got the 10 out. That looked a little flat getting into that 1-3 pocket, but that ball speed and that rev rate, man, that's why all the kids are digging the two-handed style nowadays, because you get that speed and that rev rate. You dig those 10s out, where 20 years ago we weren't doing that. That needs help to get that 8 out. Ooh. Matt now exhales. Got away with that one.
The Hibbert brothers seem to be doing a little bit opposite of each other. They're both playing the same part of the lane, but Billy's using a strong asymmetric, whereas Matt's using more of a, he's throwing the Ember, the 900 Global Ember, which gives it a little bit more of a low, medium end symmetrical pearl, which is why it seems like he's putting a little bit more hand in it, just giving it that little extra help. So they're both doing respective stuff to play with their games.
Is it tough for those two distinctly different styles to be able to communicate on what they're seeing on the lane, for like suggesting, hey, maybe you need to do this, or maybe you need to make a move, that type of thing?
I think it depends on the bowlers, in all honesty. Being able to just recognize that, hey, this is what I'm doing and how much hand I'm putting in the ball versus what you might see me normally do. And I mean, they've bowled together their entire lives.
Yep.
They know each other's games pretty well. They're, I guarantee, easily able to tell each other, hey, this is what I would recommend, I think you should do.
And full penalty there. Billy Hibbert not liking lane 30 to this point, and really not liking it now as Big 4 takes to the lane. What did you see the equipment, the label on the ball Ryan Zagar is throwing right now?
He is throwing a red and black motive. I'm not familiar with the latest motive stuff,
Okay.
but I can get you an answer.
Yeah, no rush, because that's the thing. Every month or so, here's a new piece of equipment you got to learn about, and you as a former pro shop operator as well. It was easier to stay in the game when you were a pro shop operator, obviously.
Definitely, definitely. So it looks like he is probably throwing a lethal venom.
Okay.
That is the only red and black ball I'm seeing from them right now. Which people who know the venom line, it's light to medium type of ball. He's doing very similar as well, watching him play down here versus down there. He's in similar parts of the lane, but he has slowed down his speed a lot. He's just getting it out down right and letting it roll back itself.
Oh,
It spun it.
it turned the label.
It spun it.
Wow, watch again on the replay on the scoreboard. Yeah, it took about a 60-degree turn of the pin there.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Excellent spare conversion there. Billy is solid on lane 29 with the Gremlin. Lining up perfectly for him with where he's playing on the lane.
That looks terrible.
Beautiful strike there from Matt as well. Ryan steps up on lane 30. Clean through the first half of the game so far. Able to stop himself again. Must have saw something on the approach. Dragged his foot back.
So we got a battle here, basically, with a strike here by Ryan Zagar. It's an 11-pin difference. Team Zagar with the advantage. Looks good out of the paw. Like I said, even though that was a right-hand strike, I like it when the 9 pin's the last one to go. And something comes off the sideboard, slaps it out. I guess it works for righties, too, as well as lefties.
It's a little karma for the
Umpire's
pin.
decision. Strike. Because, you know, in the middle of a bowling tournament for $2,200, we really need those cartoon graphics. Looking good out there. Hey, thanks again to the Landerman family for hosting us here at the Lanes on 20. They put a lot of work into the center over the years.
Messenger connects for a 10.
Most bowlers smile at that, but anyway.
Looks like Matt is also throwing a phase 2 pearl.
Something must have happened in the football game because I'm surprised Billy Hibbert didn't step out. There was a pretty loud yell throughout the bowling center here. And that ring 10 not helping Hibbert out.
Keeps throwing me off. I'm hearing cheering, and I'm like, oh, the Bears must be doing well. Nope, we're up here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, you see Hibbert there shaking his head. He knows this one might be going away quick. We saw that last match. Hibberts did that to their opponents with Mitchell Jr. and Hubbs, and now
Lucky with that strike.
bowlers make their own breaks, whether you want to admit it or not. And that one holds on for Billy Hibbert, but the frames are going away quickly. Hey, thanks to everybody for joining us this afternoon live. For those of you joining us late, thanks for joining us in the archive for this exciting 2025 Heartland Doubles Championship. For the second of 4 stepladder matches, there's a bucket. And oof. Let's see, how many strikes does that team have on lane 30? Not a lot. I think they have 1 out of all their attempts here. No, they have 1. Matt Hibbert, first frame. Other than that, it's been nothing but pins on the deck after ball number 1 on lane 30. And I said in practice, watching practice, I'm probably guessing that Zagar and Gasson are going to start on 30, finish on 29, just because I was watching the ball reaction and everything. And I'm surprised they went the other way around, but they're going to be so far ahead by the 10th frame. It's not going to matter. They're throwing the ball so well right now.
He's locked in on that lane.
Yep. New rule. Call your match only bowling 1 lane. Yeah. If it was Baker, they could have picked lanes, but still one of the players would have struggled on 30 for Team Hibbard. Oh, look at that. If the 6 would have done the job on the 10, the head pin would have said, go to bed. Put that 10 pin to sleep. That sounds cruel. Wow, goes from a bucket to a bucket crumbler, but still not going to be enough. This one's pretty much all over but the singing.
It's pretty much wrapped up.
All right. Your situation, competitive bowler. You got it wrapped up, 2 frames to go. Do you experiment? Do you just go through, hey, keep doing what got us here, keep setting the pace? What's your...
I'd experiment. I wouldn't experiment so hard that I would basically open the remainder of the frames. But I definitely, if I had an idea a few games before, a few frames before, give it a shot, see what's up. I mean, for me, every match, every league night, every tournament is a learning experience, whether I cash or don't. It tells me different stuff, can use it for future things. There's been plenty of times a league night before I'll use at a tournament the next day going, oh yeah, this had happened, what if I tried it? 9 times out of 10 it worked.
Okay, good to know. Shaking his head, I don't know if that was an experiment or not for Gasson.
Looked a little inside.
Yeah.
Got lucky.
Was it purposeful by Gasson that he made that move, or was it it came off the hand a little funny? That's the question we'd have to ask him.
That one looked like it just came off the hand a little funny, in all honesty.
Okay. I mean, right now they're still up by 70 pins, even with that open.
Yeah.
With a 9th and 10th frame remaining, especially with Matt Hibbert working on an open. It's all but done. So we're going to move pairs again. We're going to move over to 31 and 32 for our next match. Gasson and Zagar will be battling Cam Crow and Landon Jordan. I hate to say it as a fellow lefty, but I don't know for Cam Crow being the sole lefty left is going to do any good, because these lanes have been sitting for a while, and the bowlers on the right side are getting deep. We know Cam's got game. I mean, we know he's got the loft game, he's got the speed game, everything he needs. Who's your pick? If you had to pick right now, just off of what they've done today and what you're seeing now.
That's honestly tough. I mean, Landon and Cam were struggling a little bit during the first part of qualifying, but seemed to have clicked. But again, going back to you sat for 2-3 hours almost at this point.
Yeah.
They just got on halfway through this game to the practice pair. Will they be able to come back? Because they're on one of the lanes that also had a lot of transition on it from qualifying. And, I mean, Matt and Ryan have just been on such a tear here.
Yeah.
Between yesterday, today, and the last, few weeks, months?
Right. I think I agree with you. As much as I think the young guns with Crow and Jordan could do something right now, boy, just when somebody's on a heater like Gasson and Ryan Zagar, they were the winning team yesterday at the H5G team shootout. They were high on the high roller squad at the River Classic
They're
last
just
weekend.
locked in.
Yeah, and
they're being very quick to adapt too, which is what you're going to need.
Yeah, you're sending the 5-pin 3 different ways. So, yeah, so this match all but over. So we're going to move over to 31 and 32. We got a little housekeeping to do here. So enjoy the rest of this second Stepladder match. Stepladder match number 3 coming up next here from the lanes on 20. All right, so on the loss for Team Hibbard, great day for the brothers, though. Fourth place finish going to net them $900 on the way out the door. And some good family bowling memories made once again. So a little short intermission here as we've moved pairs. There you see our pair for the third Stepladder match. Our two seeds coming on with Cam Crow and Landon Jordan. They'll be battling Matt Gasson and Ryan Zagar, was started as our number 4 seeds, primary number 3 seeds, I apologize. And we'll get practice going and the match underway momentarily. Once again, we want to thank our sponsors with H5G Brands for all their help with all the 10 on the deck live streaming, whether it's local here in southeastern Wisconsin, whether it's live streaming national and PBA regional events, or whether we're on TV at the Bruce City Bowling Show. Hope you caught the episode this past Saturday. We're on every Saturday, 9:30 a.m. A little different outlook than what we have here at the Heartland Doubles. We're a little more on the fun end of things, those short 4-frame formats. It's a good old time here from the Bruce City Bowling Show. Yeah, this is one more match after this one. All right, we should be underway momentarily. Rogue Foppe will be joining me back in the booth once we get a couple of frames underway. She'll give us some insights from what she's seen from the players during practice and what they're going to be looking for coming up. And it looks like we are ready to rock and roll. There's the handshakes. And let the competition begin. Jordan and Crow had lane choice. And it looks like they decided to start on lane 31. Where this match will move next door. We'll finish off the day of competition on lanes 33 and 34 with our top seeds, Dave Barras and Chad Moss waiting in the wings. Thanks everybody who's joined us while some important football games have been going on. And not the start that Landon Jordan wanted to see. Rogue mentioned last game, Atlanta had a slow start to the day. Cam Crow pretty consistent, popping scores in the 230s, 240s, 250s all through the 5 games of qualifying. They got themselves in the middle of the pack after qualifying for our 8 teams that advanced and then got their way through the sorry, that's Zagar and Gasson that did that. Jordan and Crow are our number 2 qualifiers, so they've been sitting around on the sidelines for a good 2.5 hours before taking the lanes for this match. They had lanes to warm up on. We talked to Cam while match play was going on. He said he's just going to take it loose, relax, worry about the job at hand when it starts once again. Good attitude to have. And let's take a peek at that powerful shot by Cam Crow. And that, is that urethane or not urethane? We'll have to take a peek at it. He's been in urethane most of the day. So maybe with the pattern sitting for a while, it's a 43-foot pattern. We oiled it about 7 a.m. this morning before competition started at 9:30. And it was flat to start with anyway, 2.4 to 1, relatively flat. Now it's been sitting for a while, unplayed upon, and chewed up from the 5 games of qualifying. So we'll have to see what these players do here to make the adjustments all the way through. There you see Gasson coming up light and just enough for the head pin to take the 10 out. If you haven't heard the name Landon Jordan before, get ready to hear it a lot, and I mean a lot, over the next bunch of years. And not for shots like that. I mean, Landon, he's done great with PBA junior program. Now he's bowling collegiately. A couple years back in the Midwest RPI back in 2022 in Clinton, Iowa. First time that Landon undertook bowling against a standard full PBA field in that regional, and he finished second. As a high school sophomore. Oh, wrap 10, vicious for Zagar.
You go back down and drink your Dr.
Cam Crow. In 2024. Bowled the regional over Memorial Day weekend. Made the top 8 there. Bowled Friday night in Grand Rapids, Michigan for the big $10,000 event they have there. Got himself qualified, so he came back, bowled the regional, made the top 8 in the regional, and then instantly got in his car when he was eliminated. Made it back to Grand Rapids Sunday night, and then Memorial Day took down the $10,000 top prize in that tournament. Lots of traveling, lots of bowling, and lots of money being made by Cameron Crow. Help for Gasson, yes indeed. You see right there, he's doing that wrist motion on the way back. He's got to make sure he gets, as Rogue said earlier, the push on the hand. You're not trying to get around it so much. Yeah, Landon, super talented. His brother Griffin, also now bowling collegiately, super talented. And their dad, Tony, was and is no slouch on the lanes. Tony actually, quite a few years ago, with Peter Spreadbury, took down this tournament when it was the Midwest Championship Doubles, when it was held at AMF Bolero in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. There have been a lot of very talented names that have etched their name in the Winners Trophy in about 30 years of this event. Backdoors 2-pin, not going to happen for Crow. And this match basically even after 3 frames. We'd give you Landon Jordan's resume, but it would take us most of the remainder of this stepladder game to do so. Same thing for Cam Crow. Hey, same thing for Zagar and Gasson. I mean, these are 4 very talented young players out on the lanes, and Rogue Foppe coming back from watching practice in the first couple of frames close up. What do you got for us, Rogue?
They are all playing the lane completely different than we've seen the past 2 stepladder matches. They're all in shiny equipment. Matt has switched to a much stronger, shinier, symmetrical pearl. Cam, I believe, is in a dullerish hybrid.
It's definitely not urethane like we saw him with all day.
It is not, no. And Ryan also switched to a Motive Evoke. Wasn't really able to see what Landon's throwing, but it is very shiny, so I'm going to assume either a polished hybrid or a pearl.
I believe Landon's with Motive bowling, so that almost looks like the same ball that Zagar was throwing, a little more black than red. Is he going to get a big enough break? Nope. Needs a little more muscle to shove that 10 down. Yeah, it almost looks like that same ball that Zagar was throwing last game, just a little more.
It looks more like maroony than it does red. It might be a Crimson Jackal. I don't know. It is an older piece from Motive.
Okay.
I will say I did hear the players say that this pair is a little tougher. Ryan and Matt especially are talking more on the back side of the pair, telling each other what they're seeing.
Oh, no. And Jordan looks shocked at what happened there as the ball jumped away from the 10-pin. That's how you take the messenger. Take that 10-pin. 99 time. Go to bed. No candy for you. before bedtime.
Ooh.
I don't know how anybody can smile after a 9-pin like that, man. I don't know how he's got that smile on his face. Tell you what. I was waiting to see if we'd have to blur any replays of that with, well, we're not FCC, we're not on TV. Uh-oh. So Crow and Jordan, guess what? Hit this pair in qualifying, but it was game 2, so there's been a lot of changes since they got there. The problem is game 2 was Landon Jordan's low game of the day on this pair.
It
So,
does seem like also as well, but again, they waited 2.5, 3 hours
Right.
now. He does seem to be, I don't know if stiffer is the right word, but it seems to not be as smooth as I've seen him bowl in the past. I did cross with him numerous times as a youth bowler, and just right now he doesn't seem to be as fluid.
I mean, the kid's been in junior Team USA competition. We've seen him in PB junior events, Elite Youth Tour events. There's so many titles. I think it's between him and his brother Griffin. I think Dad
That
had
was
to
a much
put on
better ball. Yeah.
Dad
there
had
we
to put
go.
on a addition to the home to hold all that stuff. So yeah, to hear that he's not.
That shot looked a lot better, but
Yeah.
watching a few of the shots at the beginning of this game, he just didn't look as confident.
Yeah. Well, that can go a long way too. Your mental game slips a little bit. All of a sudden, that little bit of a slight delay in the push away. You might be thinking about the shot too much or whatever. All of a sudden, all the wheels start going in every direction. All right, if Cam Curl leaves a 9-pin in this shot, we may see an exit from the building. The exit stage left. Watch him come into the left side of your screen. There you go. I think sometimes players, especially at the level we see these players are at with Cameron and Ryan and Landon and Matt, I mean, they know when urethane's necessary, youch, solid 8 for Zagar. And they know when resin's necessary. And Cam Crow, and he made that commitment in practice. Threw a couple of shots. Nope, urethane is not going to cut it. Let's find that piece that's going to do it. And he's done it pretty well so far. I mean, that should be 4 strikes on the board for him, let's be honest. So a spare here by Zagar. And that team will be up. Buying them out in the teens for pins. Actually, pardon me, 20s for pins, almost 30 pins. But we can get a big cut in that deficit for Jordan and Crow if they can put doubles on the board. Basically make it back to an even match.
Switch back to the phase 2.
Yeah, the gas and stare down takes them all. You ever have a streak where you just couldn't stay out of the winner's circle like we're seeing with Gasson and Ryan Zagar lately? Like you said, they've been in the winner's circle the last 2 events we've live streamed. Oh, are you kidding? Wow. It has just gone from bad to worse for Landon Jordan. My goodness. And Zagar smells blood in the water, and he's wasting no time getting up on the approach. And that's great gamesmanship by Zagar right there, man. Take a strike here and just stick it in your opponent's face.
This is when bowling really becomes more of a mental.
And the open frame there for Landon Jordan. Boy, if you would have told me lane 32 was just going to eat Landon Jordan up and spit him out, I would have laughed at you. Open, open, open.
I mean, all 4 of these players are so talented, have such huge resumes. It's amazing what one lane can do.
Cam Crow, great performance in 2024, the last time they had the PBA Tour Trials to make his way on the exempt tour for that season. Oh.
Solid shot.
When they used to have things called books, and they had pictures on the things called books on the front, it was a strike that looked just like that Cam Crow strike, just all 10 pins seemingly compacted on top of each other. No witnesses to that assault by Crow. Nope. Oh, it held. Even Jordan gave up on. All of a sudden, you watch him on the way back. He's going. You're watching the some spot. It was supposed to go this way. I went this way. It's going this way, and you can see
This
the
pair
frustration.
does look to be playing a little tighter, so if players miss in, I think they're going to get a little more hold than what they're used to from this pattern today.
Gasson, big double right there. They're trying to pull away and basically turn Crow into a non-factor pretty soon. Oh, the helicopter blew all the pins away. That was pretty. That was good.
I think we need a petition to bring back more of these fun graphics. Making bowling a lot more fun. Solid shot.
Tell you what, Crow gets another year or two on tour under his belt. Between him and, I mean, you look at some of the lefties that have made it out there and made a name. Eric Jones, Dio Bernard. And they're learning to do so much with the bowling ball. And like we said, we've seen Dio Bernard throw backup balls. I'm sure Cam Crow could do it if he had to as well, if he had to pull that trick out of his bag. I know Eric Jones can do it as well. 39 boards on the lane, ladies and gentlemen, and these kids are going to learn how to use every one of them to be competitive and try to be a champion on the PBA Tour. That lead right now is sitting at about 31 pins for Gasson and Zagar, and they're trying to extend it out. That's a three-bagger now for Gasson. What do you do here if you're Landon Jordan? You've yet to strike on this lane. You've yet to have a really good shot on this lane. That 10-pin he missed was a very weak 10. And you know, under his look, he goes, that was a good shot. And that one he tried to combat with loft.
Yeah, that looked like a different zone change, too. He looked a lot farther left.
I don't think I've ever seen Landon Jordan. I've only seen him a half dozen times in person. I don't think I've ever seen him that confused. I mean, a few years ago when I saw him at that RPI in Clinton, Iowa, where he finished second, nothing but confidence as a 16-year-old. I mean, and trust me, this is just a one-time blip in that man's radar. As I said, if we had to read his resume, yeah, we're out of time, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry.
We'd go into the next match.
All right. We'd have to get somebody can make cliff notes, once again showing my age.
Hey, I did Cliff Notes
You
in
did
school.
cliff notes? Okay.
Yeah.
They still make those.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know something's still around from 19 whatever. So off in the sidelines, you hear the practice going. Chad Moss, Dave Bears talking over their lane strategies. It's been about 3 hours and 15 minutes since they last threw competitive bowling ball. But it's worth it to them because they know they're walking away with a minimum of $1,400. I mean, being the number one seed. Of course, the goal is the $2,200 on top as Crow takes that. See, I love that. You get that pin off the sideboard and it takes that 8 or 9 out. That's so pretty to see.
I love Cam's personality. He's just so fun.
No, I'll do it during the championship match. I totally forgot about that. Mike is mentioning. Yeah, no, we'll make mention.
Good shot. That doesn't, no, I was about to say that.
Yep.
Posture didn't look like it was a strike.
Yeah, the head pin went to the sideboard and fought the 5. So, well, once again, we're looking for drama getting into a 10th frame of a match here in the stepladder, and we're not getting it. That messenger was about a foot in front of it. It wasn't that close. Whoa, Nelly.
This is why I love
was
Cam, man.
Was that Cam trying to do the Dougie there? Was that the Dougie I think he was pulling out there?
I think he was trying to get a smile out of Landon there.
Yeah. That's weird. Usually a two-hander doesn't have a problem with the feel. It's just the fingernails, but actually
I
it
think
looked
his
like
feet.
Okay.
He
His
because
timing was
when
off
he
a
went
bit.
to go shoot that 10 pin before on 32,
Yeah.
it looked like he stuck a little. So I
Okay.
wonder if he's having some slide issues down
Yeah.
here.
So once again, a match that's not going to be in doubt going into the 10th frame, as 50 pins the advantage for Gasson and Ziegler. They're going to be bowling for the title against Moss and Bears, bearing, I mean, unless they go 4 out and 4 out, this one's pretty much done. There you go for Zagar. So we're going to move again, 33 and 34, the championship pair. All players will get practice, as it's a fresh pair of competition. They'll get their shadow balls. And speaking of balls, winning this event today not only awards the $2,200 in prize money, but we want to thank Storm Bowling for donating 2 high-performance bowling balls. One each will go to each of our winners. I see a Rotogrip XL in front of me at the desk that was just placed there by Glenn Schwant.
I can tell you what the other one is.
What is? Well, tell me the characteristics on both the bowling balls since we have a second there, Rogue.
Rotogrip XL, it was Rotogrip's high-end ASIM solid from last year's line. I personally loved it. One of my favorite balls. It actually got me a county title for the association I'm a part of. The other one is a Rotogrip Tour Dynamics. That one is, I want to say 2.5 years old now. Symmetrical, solid, all-around benchmark ball, great middle of the bag. Both are excellent balls. Both, as a pro shop operator, I put in many customers' hands.
Nice. Slide and Jern just trying to finish off for a little show here. Not happy with that once again. You see why. And
it just looks like he's having a little trouble getting it out to the target.
It's definitely not a case of not having a ball in the bag that fits what we've driven down now. He's having something physically is just not clicking for him at the moment as Gasson gets them all in the fall. So yeah, this one all but over. So our championship match coming to you from the lanes on 20 for this 2025 Heartland doubles. It's going to be our top seeds, Chad Moss, Dave Bears against Matt Gasson and Ryan Zagar. Can Gasson and Zagar take home another title here on a 10 of the Deck Productions live stream? That'd be their 3rd in a row. Or will it be Chad Moss and Dave Bears? Because last time we saw Chad Moss on a 10 of the Deck live stream from Fox View Lanes and Walkshop for the PBA Regional that was there, Moss took home the title. Only way we're going to find out, taking to the battle on lanes 33 and 34, she's Rogue Foppe, I'm $2 Phil. We'll bring in a championship match after a short break and practice.
Good, how are you? I know, it has been very long. Nice to see you. I'm a social
Yay, nay?
Yeah, two's good. Can you go right farther?
Wireless?
Yeah, or just go a little farther back.
What?
Did they run it or they pass it 2 points? They ran it?
Recrop too, Phil.
I know. What did I tell you the task
All right, so practice underway here for our championship. Not just $2,200 on the line for our winners today, but also a bowling ball for each player on the winning team, thanks to our friends at Storm Bowling. Runners-up will receive $1,400. Still not a bad day's work, $700 a player. I'd take that. It's almost my day rate here for running the live stream for the Heartland doubles. Also want to thank Rogue Foppe. She's been providing some solid insight during these Stepladder Finals, along with some great technical assistance as well. And we hope you're enjoying the live stream this evening here from the lanes on 20. And thanks to everybody that's joined us live. We know there's some great football going on right now. But there's even going to be more excitement coming to you on the lanes, as I picked the perfect time to turn around and see Kristen Watson run one in the end zone. How about that? So Moss and Barris will have lane choice. Probably sees them like the last ball they threw was yesterday. Since qualifying wrapped up about 1:30 this afternoon. So as the number 1 seed, they had the privilege of only having one game to take the title. They had to wait a few hours to do it, but guess what? When you're guaranteed a $1,400 payday, you're going to wait, and you're going to like it. So it looks like Bears and Maz are going to start on lane 34. They'll finish on lane 33. We'll get some insight from Rogue Foppe after the first couple of frames. She'll go down and watch the bowlers, get up close and personal observation on what's going on, see what equipment might be in their hands, and see how they're playing. This pair different, especially for Zagar and Gasson, as what they saw on lanes 31 and 32 for their last match. Barris kicks the 10. Zagar won the title twice when this event was held at New Berlin Bowl with his brother Kyle, back-to-back years. Gasson yet to win a title in this Heartland doubles. Great toss there for 10 back. And Moss and Barris have won it twice in his existence. Once, actually both times were at Bolero Wauwatosa when this tournament was known as the Midwest Championship Doubles. And once again, we're going to give a little shout out to our tournament directors today, Michael James and Glenn Schwant. Bowlers, if you missed it this year, don't miss it next year. As Moss goes 10 back. Quality afternoon of bowling, tough condition. And if you're looking for a challenge, you want to bowl against some of the best in the Midwest, you can do it here in the Heartland doubles. And everybody's striking here in our championship match. Our last 3 stepladder games all decided well before the 10th frame. I'm not a homer. I like a good quality battle on the lanes, taking it down to the 10th frame. Hoping I get that wish this match. Anybody that takes down this title has earned it all day long. Whether you just bowled the 5 qualifying games in the number 1 seed, like you saw with Barris and Moss, or whether you had to go through the match play gauntlet, such as what Zagar and Gasson have done. A little soft out of the hand for Barris, and you see what happens there. Huge break. Take that 7-pin out late. And this is the first time we've seen Zagar in front of the ball return, so this pair definitely not playing tighter than 31 and 32 where they won their last match. And how about that? Zagar gets to the roll up. And early doubles for Gasson and Zagar. Moss trying to start something for his team here, and unfortunately, no trip on the ignition switch for Moss as that one goes long. 2-8-10. Get a bounce. Doesn't happen. And Gasson has a chance to step up here and really start turning the thumb screws on. Bears and Moss. I mean, every strike that piles on for a string as compared to going strike, spare, strike is 21 pins of advantage. Take that open frame and it's 33 pins of advantage that Moss Bears find themselves in a run right now. And how about that for Gasson? You would have told me that team would have been up 40 pins after 3 frames. You would have told me either of these teams were going to be up 40 pins after 3 frames. I would have been very surprised. Bears, that's better, but the 6 gets lazy. Doesn't take the 10. We've seen Zager come out of the gates many games so far today. The front bunches and does so. 7 goes late, but away it goes. Perfection for 3 for Gasson and Zagar. And a lot of trouble for Bears and Moss. Bears keeps the score sheet clean, but they need to start finding 10 in the pit a lot more often. And joining us back in the booth, Rogue Foppe and Rogue. A little slow starter, which is a bit surprising for Bears and Moss. What do they got in hand?
All shiny stuff. I wasn't really able to get a good look, but Bears and Moss, I just think both of them are in the wrong part of the lane.
Okay.
Bears is not getting it. Sorry. Bears isn't left enough. He's trying to play too far right where all of that slop is basically sitting. No player was really able to play that far right, even on fresh, and all that oil's been pushed out there even more and now sitting for the last few hours. The ball's not wanting to turn, and if it does, it's just going to be flat tenning. Moss isn't really getting the ball right enough to let it turn back. He's being a little bit too firm with it as well and just getting it straight in front of him rather than giving it some angle. And then, I mean, Gasson and Zagar lined up.
Yeah, they made the adjustment off that last pair. And I'll tell you what, I mean, you can't blame Barris for trying what he's trying to do because he doesn't have the speed or rev rate of a Gasson or a Zagar. And, you know, if nobody else has really been in that area, it might be a little bit more pristine. Sure, there's more oil on that line. But if you get the piece of equipment to work properly, then you have then you got a chance. I mean, he struck the first frame on lane 34. Needs to find something here on 33. His last time he went high, broke up a 4.710. Well, there you go. I mean,
he's just having to be a little bit more direct at the pocket. He can't play as straight up 5 as he just tried to do on 34. But then you run into the problem of if he tries to angle a little, is that ball going to take off on him?
So Gasson with the cover. The run for 600 goes away for that team. Bears and Mr. Crow, take care of yourself, sir. We'll see you down the road.
Yes, sir.
I might see you somewhere on tour this year, I'm sure.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right, take care of yourself. One of the nicest gentlemen in this business, Cam Crow. He might be animated on lanes, but he's not with a gentleman off of them. I'll tell you that.
And a lucky crossover strike for Zagar.
Yeah, just put the thumb screws to him. So neither team hit this pair. Bears and Moss actually started next door on 31-32 today for their first game. We mentioned that Gasson and Zagar were there in game 2, so no advantage to either team with previous experience on the pair. Much better toss there by Moss, and of course then you vaporize the 6 and gives a disappearing act when it goes around the 10. And boy, you have to stay patient, but you don't want to be patient because you don't have time to be patient
It's
in a
very
one-game match.
frustrating.
And you can see it with Moss, like going, what else do I need to do? Yeah, you see Bear is doing a little head scratch on the way back. I don't know if that's him thinking things over, going, what do I do now? You know, or he's been close. I mean, he's been close, as you said. He's just got to.
They've both been very solid yesterday and today. But again, it comes back to been sitting this long versus a team that bowled their way through.
Gasson in the pocket, little light, roll it, not quite. Well, here you go, Dave Bears. We've seen you thread needles before. And he knows nobody's in his way. Nobody's going to change his line through the first 43 feet of the lane with where he's playing. Right over about 7th board, you heard him not happy with it, and he 4-pinned. And just when he had a chance to cut into the deficit, 4-pin decides otherwise.
I do commend him for playing that part of the lane.
Now you can only, you can only go where the lane tells you to go.
Absolutely.
You try to fight it, you're going to find yourself with more problems than solutions. So once again, huge advantage here for Zagar and Gasson. Can Zagar parlay the crossover strike into 5 in a row? And if he can, boy, that's the break of 2025 for Zagar if that happens. At this point, much better toss. Oh.
Dang.
I'll tell you what. When you have pins dancing like Zagar, it's your day. It's simply your day. And now it's been his days, and it's turning into weeks.
Didn't he just get the Wisconsin State High Average Award, too?
Last year, 247. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. And he's averaging 245 in a league this year at GRC on a house pattern. But he's averaging pretty well here today on this tough
There you
Heartland doubles
go.
championship pattern. Moss ecstatic about carrying the beverage frame strike because it's Moss 30 somewhere. But there is no give up, no letting go for Barris and Moss. And I guarantee you, when this match is done, win or lose, they're going to go back and analyze what they did each shot and discuss it with each other. You don't turn to champions and future Hall of Famers like Moss and Barris have done without
Better shot.
analyzing and just speed and rev rate. Tens that other players can kick. Stay there for Barris. 20 years ago would have been an issue. Speed and rev rate. Dave was one of the higher end ones out there, and he knew his other opponents might leave as many tens as him. Nowadays, not so much.
Beautiful shot there.
I had a streak one time in a King of the Hill in Delavan, Wisconsin, where I won 4 months in a row. Couldn't miss when I walked into the house. Changed the pattern, whatever. Couldn't miss. I remember that feeling. Never got it again in the sport of bowling. And Zagar and Gasson have to be feeling it right now. That same kind of feeling where it's just that nobody. I can walk into a building and nobody is going to stop me. Not a person. A little bit of loft to get over the gutter.
Left.
Wow. If you're going to miss, ladies and gentlemen, miss big. Zagar
Dang.
proving it right now. It's not the way he wants to win. It's part of the sport.
Yeah.
It always has been.
The
People win
scoreboard doesn't see it any different.
People win on lucky breaks. Robert Lawrence wins a U.S. Open with a crossover strike in the 11th frame. He flushed the one in the 10th. He had the chance to get there, and he got a break and took home a U.S. Open title. It happens to everybody. I've crossed the last 300 game I ever shot in bowling. Crossed over my 12th shot after packing everything. The first 11. Probably the first 11 were the purest I ever threw in a 300 game.
There you go.
There's a scramble. And the 12th one was crossed over, carried it down, and first guy that came up to me says, "No one throws it better." Thanks. Yeah, appreciate that sentiment. And right now, wow, there's a chance for Zagar and Gasson to put up 568.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are cruising solidly right now, already up by 70. It would be a disaster of Titanic-like proportions if they were to lose this championship match. And you see Bears right there, yeah. I don't want to say it's done, but you see, you tell by his reaction, it's so touchy for him in that spot.
Yeah.
If he makes a quality shot out of his hand, it's going to hold, it's going to get there, then is it going to carry? Then he gives it that little extra to make sure, okay, we'll make that little extra turn, make sure we're flush pocket, and then it jumps high. Gasson just keeps striking.
There's nothing stopping Gasson and Zagar right now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for excitement, you're in the wrong place. I hate to say it, but I mean, Bears.
I mean,
and
there
Moss
still
put up-
is excitement. Ryan is clean so far.
Well, that's true. We can get a perfect game out of this, but
He has front six.
I mean, Bears and Moss. I mean, that 5 games of qualifying put up a great performance. They were our leading qualifiers.
We have 1 or 2 300s
And they had a
today.
few. We had 1 300 by Peyton Nayback. You know, and that's the mark of a champion too with Zagar. Okay, I threw a bad shot. I got lucky, whatever. I'm going to parlay that. I'm going to jump on top of it. I'm going to keep striking. And so he still has a chance for 300. I'm not going to call it a perfect game because it's far from with 2 crossovers, but it's still a 300.
Yeah.
Erlene Fuller, great before the days of H5G. She was a seamstress in Milwaukee, made a lot of bowling jerseys for the bowling community in Milwaukee. She had a little ladybug on the collar. Erlene threw a perfect game, and the only strikes that were in the pocket were the first frame and the 12th frame. She still got the ring. She was a spectacular human being and a great bowler, Hall of Famer. And she bowled in the era where a lot of bowlers in the black community weren't allowed to bowl in a lot of leagues. You know, they had the unwritten rules and that type of thing. And she didn't ever let that down. And she just kept fighting and kept bowling and won statewide titles when she was in her 50s and 60s back in the 1980s, 1990s, early 2000s before she passed. Gasson looking for the gobbler. There you go, 1 turkey on the board, and as Rogue just said, the only excitement remaining is if this gentleman here stepping up on lane 34 can put 300 on the board.
He's been very close all day.
Had a string earlier today where he had the front 9 before chunking a shot. Yeah, and this one's just about done. Bears and Moss plus 243 was their qualifying total. It was a pretty balanced effort, so nothing like averaging, 230 a guy.
Oh. There it
Yeah.
goes. I was about to say that one looked a little left.
You'd see the thumb kind of got down on it. He really tried to spin it to get it down lane. He's playing those 2
Yeah.
lanes definitely differently. A little earlier landing point as that one gets away from Moss, but doesn't matter.
Pretty much done deal at this point. But still, nonetheless, amazing bowling by all 4 of these gentlemen, bowling yesterday and today, and with the scores they put up.
Victory lap it is for Gasson and Zagar. They are going to be your champions here for the 2025 Heartland Doubles. That makes Ryan Zagar a 3-time champion. And Dave tried a new part of the lane. And he knew it didn't matter. Why not? Why not try something and see what happens? It's not like he's getting, Ryan Zagar no longer going for the perfect game, so
Yeah.
they're just getting it over, getting it done. So $2,200 going home with Ryan Zagar and Matt Gasson, the 3rd straight live stream win. I should be getting a cut of their winnings. You should get a cut from yesterday. I should get a cut from the Rivers Center tournament last Sunday and this Sunday here at the Lanes on 20. And we appreciate everybody that's tuned into all the 10 on the Deck live streams over the last couple of weeks. Nothing live streaming for a while yet. Hope to have some announcements for some early 2026 live streams coming up shortly. But please, if you're in the southeastern Wisconsin area, watch the Brew City Bowling Show when we air on Saturday mornings at 9:30 a.m. as Moss makes the big move out, and that one slices through. 9:30 Saturday mornings, My 24 Milwaukee for some fun on the Brew City Bowling Show. And if you miss it or you can't get My 24 in your home, watch it the next day. We put all the shows in our archives on the 10 on the Deck YouTube channel. Rogue, any parting thoughts?
It's been a fun weekend.
It's been a fun weekend. She did a great
It's been a
job.
fun weekend.
She covered a lot of bowling yesterday up at Sussex Bowl. I was taping some Bruce Lee Bowling Show episodes. We're both together today. Both running around, jumping around, making sure we get you the best look possible out here for our rounds of competition. And now it's just the 10th frame victory lap for Gasson and Zagar. So, for Rogue Foppe, I'm $2 Phil Brylow. Hey, parents, take the kids bowling because you know they're going to have fun for life, and they could soon turn into champions, just like you see here, Matt Gasson and Ryan Zagar. Everybody have a great holiday season. We will see you back here on 10 on the Deck live streaming after the first of the year.